Okay, so welcome to our group training class, everybody. Today, I just want to go over some logistics and safety measures for the class. So, in my classes, I really don't like for dogs to greet each other. If you guys want to greet each other outside of class, that's fine. But while we're in our class, let's just keep dogs separate. That way everybody can really focus and learn well. If for some reason the dogs do get onto one or the other side of our barrier here, and they do want to greet each other, let's try to remember loose leash greeting. So a lot of times owners, when they have their dogs on a leash, when they see another dog coming, right, you're gonna sort of subconsciously tighten up on the leash, sort of anticipating that greeting. But that can kind of make the dogs feel like there's nowhere to go, so that takes away one of their options, which is to move away from a situation that makes them uncomfortable. So if your dogs do end up meeting each other for, some accidental reason, let's just remember to keep those leashes very loose. Okay. So I've provided you all with water bowls for your dogs, as well as chicken as treats. You have a towel to wipe your hands on if you get chickeny, and there are some toys in your caddies as well to play with during breaks. And you've got some poop bags in case we have any accidents. So you can find all of that in there. And bathrooms for humans are going to be inside. You can feel free to take your dog with you. Again, remembering to not let the dogs greet each other. All right, so then we're going to get started today with our skill that we're going to be learning, which is the touch cue. So touch is basically used as a way to get your dog's attention. It's also a form of target training. The behavior is just going to simply be, we're going to be teaching our dogs to boop our hands with their nose. Boop, like that. So if I could use one of the dogs as a demonstration, is that okay? My empty hand, my no chicken hand, I'm going to put it really close in front of her face. Oh, she touched it with her nose, so I'm going to give her one little piece of chicken. So that's as easy as that, and it's really easy for her. Oh, yep, it's sort of a natural response to want to investigate something with her nose like that. So that's just making it really easy. Come this way. Now see, this is a good example here. So she's, oh, you cute girl. So she's not quite getting the behavior right away. Now that's okay. So when I notice that she's not getting it right away, I'm going to make it easier for her. I'm going to back it up a little bit. So I'm not going to I'm going to wait for her to get the, yep. So see, if she does that, if she does her paws like that, I'm going to just take my hand away, and I'm going to do it again. Oh, yes! Now, the other important part of this is when she does the correct behavior, I'm going to say the word yes, like that. As soon as she does it, to mark that behavior, to say, that's correct, that's what I was looking for. Yes! And then I feed her the chicken. Does that make sense? Yes. Are there any questions so far? No, just make one suggestion is, first of all, to drop that with your hand, right? So keep your hands free. So this is why we have this on here, so that our hands are free, okay? So when you're doing this, you're sticking your right hand out to do the touch, to have him touch it. So try that again. Yes, great. Now see how you reach then into your other hand to grab it? It can actually be much more beneficial if you can just feed him straight from this hand.
I see.
That way he's not getting confused with your hand gestures and you're feeding him chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, so try that again.
Good.
Yes. And another thing it could be, that was really good. That was really good. One more thing is that if you want to just try to do the same hand gesture every time.
Yeah.
So don't offer your hand this way and then this way, right?
Okay.
So do it the same every single time. Yes, great. Good job. Great.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, so have you noticed there, she's not really responding to it all the way out here yet.
Yeah.
So you have to move it a little bit closer for her until she really gets that every single time you're doing it. So that's much too far away.
Yep.
So I would so yeah.
Yes.
Did you see how you started from
Yeah.
way out there?
Yes.
I wouldn't have this hand out and doing that until she's ready, until we're all ready. So it's a clear start and stop to the behavior. Good.
Yes.
Very well done. That looked really good. And then also make sure that it's very clear. So you're kind of doing this, like, see, that's kind of not very, so I'm doing this. Very clear what I'm doing, okay? There's a clear start and stop. Yes! Okay, why don't you try it just like that? Here, have a few more chickens.
Okay.
That's okay. Now one thing.
Yes.
If she doesn't do it,
Yeah.
keep your hand there. Try again.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
One more time. Yes.
Great. Okay, good. Yes, the next step is just going to be to move your hand slightly farther away from the dog. No. So that's a little bit too far, but you might get it. There you go. Okay. Good job. Good job. Forgot you did the left hand. That's okay. It's a lot to juggle all at once.
Yes.
Yes. Good job. Good job. Yes. Great. And add the cue. So we're going to put our hand out and say touch at the same time, okay? Touch. Yes. Crosby. Touch. Yes. See that? Okay, want to give it a shot. Hey, Cross. You. Touch. Yes. Great. Now, that was a good one. Make one suggestion, which is to remember to say the cue word at the same time that you put your hand out, not afterward.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you give it another try?
Touch. Yes.
Again.
Okay, yeah, I didn't do it soon enough.
Yeah, so maybe try thinking, if you're in your brain, you're having a trouble, maybe try thinking, saying touch, and then put your hand down.
Okay. Touch. Touch. Yes.
Good, great job.
Touch. Yes.
Good job. Okay, now keep practicing that, Mom.
Touch. Yes.
Great, how's it going over here?
I think we're doing okay. Watch this.
Yes.
Yes.
Good,
Just getting a little farther away. Yes.
good. Very good, David.
Yes.
Yes, she's doing very well. Okay, let's add the cue now.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Touch.
yes, we got it. Okay, good. But when
closer
we
to-
add when we add the cue, anytime we add criteria, we want to take some away. So
Okay.
let's take away a little bit of distance.
Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes.
Good.
I've
Good. Here.
run out of-
Just make sure that you're not pushing your hand to her nose. Wait for her to come to your hand.
Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. Well, I think that's
No,
good.
that's okay. So actually, what I would suggest. So sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, I've noticed that the one area you seem to be struggling just a little bit is with waiting for her to choose the behavior, right? So let's think of it when we're training, we're trying to give the dog a choice. Basically, everything is a choice, which is a great way for the dog to learn, right? It's sort of like trial and error. So when you put your hand out like that, and she does that thing like she just did, where she lays down or she tries to do shake or whatever, wait a little bit longer before you take your hand back, right? So leave it out there for her
Okay.
so that she sees that she has not done the behavior you've asked. And if she still doesn't try to correct herself after about 10 seconds, then we can do it again.
Okay.
Okay?
10 seconds.
Maybe come back here. Just I don't want to get these dogs in the line of sight, so they aren't distracted.
Touch. Yes.
Can you see them?
Touch.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was good. That was good. So she didn't get it. Move it a little closer to the hand.
Touch. Yes. Touch.
That's okay. So let's give her a little bit of a break. She might be a little bit exhausted from this. So I did provide you with a little toy in case you want to take a little break and give her some playtime. Okay, and I'm just going to walk back to the distance of this leash and I'm going to say, okay, touch. Yes, good touch.
Oh, good touch.
Well, you don't have to say that. That's fine. But just remember the yes. And then, so he's sat down again. I'm going to walk here and I'm going to say, touch. Yes, good touch. Touch. Okay, that's okay. So let's try again. I think I know what happened here. So your chicken hand is distracting him from watching what you're doing here, and the verbal cue to him isn't strong enough yet for him to know what you're asking. So try, yes, hide it behind your back. Yeah, there you go. Touch. Yes! Good job. Very good job. Okay, practice that a few more times.
Sure.
Now try to do. Now what I think is maybe happening is she's not getting enough reinforcement, and so what I want is there to be a quick succession. So instead of good, she did one, and then it's going to take us about 20-30 seconds to get another one. We need to have them happen in quick succession. So if she's in a good position and you just did one, fire them out over and over again. Good.
Good girl. That's good.
That's okay. Try again.
Touch. Yes. Good girl. Touch. Yes. Good girl.
Again.
Don't so much.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Touch. Yes. Good girl.
Now we're going to add a distraction, okay? So that means we're going to take our distance down a little bit because we don't want, we want to set him up for success, not failure, right? So I'm going to have you guys do that behavior, and I'm going to distract him a little bit with this toy while you do that. Okay. Hey, cross me. All right. Sit. Stay. Touch. Okay, so remember I said that we're going to take down the distance a little bit? So
Oh, yeah, I went too far.
That's okay. That's okay. I didn't specify how far.
Okay.
So maybe just one step back. Cross me. Touch. Okay, that's okay. Come a little bit closer. Try it again. Touch. Great, there we go. Now that's the distance. Touch. Great, good job. I like that. All right. Touch. Yes. Ow. Yes. Touch. Touch. Yes. Good job. Good.
Touch.
Yes,
Yes.
very good.
Okay.
All right, you guys have got it.
Touch. Okay, you win.
Got it.
I'm trained.
Today we've been working on touch, just to recap, and I'm going to give you guys some homework. So I want you guys to keep practicing whatever level you got to today with your touch cue. I want you to go home and I want you to practice that. And you really only need to do 5-minute sessions at a time, okay? So dogs really, they do well with short bursts and lots of breaks. So 5 minutes, you can break that up into even shorter sessions, give them a chance to take a little, 10-second, 20-second break and then jump back into it. And just do that once or twice a day, okay? That's all it takes. It's not too demanding. Does anybody have any questions about the homework or have any questions about the touch cue and what we have gone over today? Yes.
I'm just curious, why do you teach your dog this command? What is it useful for?
That's a really great question. So, I said a little bit earlier, so I'll reiterate that this is a good way to get your dog's attention. So, if you are at the vet, for example, and your dog is very distracted by another dog, or your dog is distracted by all the smells and your vet needs to examine him or her, a good way to get their attention and to move them into a position that you want is to get them to touch your hand. So if you need the dog to stand this way with their nose that way, you can say touch and they'll go right into that position, right? You know, this can be also the beginning of target training. So we can teach our dog, for example, to touch a bell or touch a buzzer in order to let themselves, to ask to be let out of the house, or any number of things. It's very versatile.
Oh, that was my question.
Oh, good.
How long does it usually take for a dog to be able to build up to major distraction? I'm sure that's variable, but
It's totally variable. Some dogs just learn it that faster and they're able to concentrate better. But we are using a pretty high, value reinforcer of chicken. So most of the time, most dogs are more interested in this chicken than they are any type of distraction. But like you saw, Crosby could only do, he could only do that touch from about a foot away with a small distraction. And then, if we do that a few times, then he gets that, and then we move it further away. And so it can take, a little while, but I don't want to say a certain amount of time because that can, it's just a variable. But I'd say Crosby could probably learn to do this under major distraction within a week.
should you be trying to move your dog as they learn it better to less valuable treats?
Yeah, that's a great question too. You can definitely either decrease the value of the reward, or you can sort of mix it up a little bit. You can also do what's called a intermittent schedule of rewarding, or of reinforcement. So that would mean that he wouldn't get it, he might get it every other time or every 3 times, or you might do it on a random schedule. Remember, you can't ever take away reward and reinforcement from a behavior or it will stop happening. That's like asking, would you keep showing up for work and if you didn't get paid? That's, that you just stop showing up. So similarly, they're gonna stop performing, they're gonna stop working if we don't reward or reinforce that behavior. Great, well, there are no more questions. Thank you guys so much for coming today, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
You.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Deb.